Alright, so here we are at the end of day 10. Day 10. Wow. What an achievement. It's crazy. I mean, 10 days doesn't sound like a lot. I mean, it really isn't a lot, I guess, but, I guess I'm pretty proud of myself that I managed to make it this far and stay as true to my guns as I intended to. Obviously my goal when I set out to do this was to do it for, again, and I keep repeating this, the 68 days. The thing is, though, knowing my history, knowing my passion, knowing where my pitfalls and struggles have been, I really don't think I ever actually expected that I would as much as I wanted to. And I hate that. That's exactly the part about me that I'm trying to break, the part I'm trying to overcome, is I'm so used to failing the things that I set out to do, or even just most of the time actually even being too scared to try things because I'm afraid I will fail them. It's like I've learned that I expect myself to fail, and it's like, even though I'm really proud of what I'm doing and I've managed to do it great so far, and it's like, I've made it this far, I can do it the rest, but even still, part of me believes that I'm not going to make it. That 68 days is too long, and something is going to cause me to compromise or stumble or backslide or fall off the wagon. And, I don't like thinking like that. It's like, the more I think like that, the more I know I need to do this. This is to prove to myself that I can be whatever I want to be. I can be whoever I want to be. That I can have success in my life. I can be happy and I can be healthy. I can be comfortable in my own skin. But it's like, I need this because as it is right now, I don't believe in me. And I want to believe in me. So I need to make myself believe in me. My life has changed so much over the last year, the last several years, gosh, the last 10 years, My 20s were so much has happened, It's like, so many, it's like I feel like part of me wishes I could go back and do things differently. But then it's like when I really look at what I have aside from, my physical condition, my mental condition. I'm blessed to have kids who love me and a wife who loves me, and I wouldn't trade any of that for anything. I just kind of wish that I could have had them and at the same time been a better version of myself, set a better example. None of my kids have weight issues, thank God. They're all healthy. I think part of me will always be sad that my children are going to remember me this way. I know that if this is successful, they're also going to remember watching me go through my transformation to become healthy. Man, it's just, I remember thinking that back when I found out I was going to be a dad. I was like, oh man, that's amazing. I can't wait. I always wanted children, but I don't want my children to remember me as this hugely obese guy. But that's what I've been. Their entire lives, that's what I've been. And I kept saying, well, they're too young to remember. I can put it off till next year. Oh, they're too young to remember. I can put it off till next year. And now my oldest is 10. Yeah, he's certainly going to remember. They're gracious, and they love me no matter what. I know that. My kids don't look down on me or don't think any less of me. They love me for exactly who I am, but I still want to be that better version of me for them. I want to be able to teach my sons how to play football. I want to teach my sons how to play basketball. I want to teach them how to do active things. But I can't do that right now. I don't have it in me to do those active things. I get exhausted walking across the kitchen to get a glass of water most days. And that's getting better. I've only been at this for 10 days, but I've noticed, little things like the fact that I'm exercising every day. I have seen an increase in my endurance, which is nice. It's still a far cry from what it should be, but in time. It's just seeing those little bits of progress really give me hope and optimism for what lies down the road. Tomorrow is an interesting day, as it's the 1 year anniversary tomorrow of when my stepdad passed away. And that sort of was part of the reason my year spiraled out of control. I was kind of an emotional wreck. It's just another one of those things, like my stepdad and I weren't super close, but there was a lot of stuff there that a lot of regrets, a lot of things that I wished I had said that I didn't. A lot of compliments I wished I had paid him that I never did. And it's just that compiled with my low self-esteem really made this time last year pretty rough. I remember I was actually in the middle of, a crash diet this time last year, trying to lose some weight. And then when he passed, that went out the window. I spent a lot of time just regretting things about myself, regretting things about my relationships with him, things about my relationships with everybody, and trying to break free of that's been difficult. Not even just in regards to him, but just trying to live outside of those regrets and trying to divorce myself from the mistakes that I've made and focusing on the things I can do better. So that's my lesson for today. Is just I'm going to keep moving forward and try and focus on the positive, to try and sort of, as I break free of this old version of myself, as every day I become closer to turning more into the person I want to be and shedding that skin of the person who I was before. I just also need to let those baggages and those regrets go, because if I want to really live a bright future, I can't be weighed down by my past. I gotta keep moving forward. I gotta show, because I know that if I let that stuff continue to have leverage against me, that it can only set me up to fail. So here's to learning to let go. All right, checking in back tomorrow for day number 11. In the meantime, good night.